Hi everyone, it's Jackie here. So I just came today because I wanted to share some things with you. I've had a very busy couple of weeks going on here, and I wanted to share a couple things. So the first thing I wanted to share is that I have taken up one of the first, it's not really a challenge, but group project sort of challengey type thing that I've ever done, really. And this is the Anne Brook Textile Artist 52 Tags Handmade. And so I wanted to share those with you. I've just started working on kind of teaching myself and learning from videos the whole slow stitch. Now I have done really the embroidery stitching before in the past, but not for a very long time. So this is my first tag. This was from week number 1, and I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. So I just used I did this on a hard tag, which is like this. I'd gotten these from, I don't know, Michael's or somewhere. They're really too thick, I found, because by the time I got 52 together, I couldn't fit them anywhere but on a piece of lace, which again is absolutely fine. But I think my little tags are going to be a mixture of maybe using these and then just using a fabric. Okay, so this was my first one, which was white. And I think if this had been on fabric, I would have used a lot more layering, but I had some beautiful white lace, and I did some French knots. I did it on fabric and then glued it on. I did these taller French knots. I don't even know the name of the stitches, guys. And then I have this really nice gauzy sari silk that I put on here and bunched them up, and just some beads and a little safety pin I made with a little pearl bead dangle and some white buttons. I really liked how this came out. So that was week number 1. Week number 2 was kind of a red, white, and blue heart situation. I am not as happy with this. I love the fabrics I chose. This is a Tim Holtz fabric in the back. And this one, I think it's from Farmhouse. Hang on one second, let me look. I have the paper right here, I think. I might. No, this was from Modern Quilters, the reddish fabric from Modern Quilters .etsy.com. Modern Quilter. Yep, that's who that one was from. So I haven't done anything else with this. I did this one on a piece of just this Tim Holtz fabric in the background, and did some of the stitches that I've learned. After seeing other people's tags made from this week number 2, I was like, I didn't even want to show you mine, but you know, that's what it is, and it'll get better as we go along. So that was week 2. Now week 3 was interesting. It was a taking little strips of material and putting them on all together. And if you go to, you know, if you Google Anne Brook's Textile Artist, you will find these things. So here's the one I made with this. So little strips of fabric stitched on, folded, stitched on, and then you just do them right by each other. So purple is my kind of thing, and I had a bunch of purple fabric, so I thought I would use it. And so this was the first one I did. So actually it goes this way. I went with some purple fabrics I had from a light to a dark, and I liked how this came out. And this was actually really fun to do. It was a nice, you know, downtime, show watching kind of thing. And then when I made this, I had, you know, pieces, so I had longer pieces, so I had some left over. So I said, well, I'm just going to make another one because this was kind of fun. So this time I just took my pieces and rather than, you know, variegate them in any way, I just picked them up and put them on. And that's what this came out with, by just, you know, putting them. I had them in a little box and just picked one out and on it went. And so that's the way this one came out. So those are kind of fun. I'm not sure if I would make these for a particular journal. If I did, I think I would make them less wide in the width, because these are pretty puffy. They will squish down, and I must admit, the more you play with them kind of and rough them up, then you start to get this nice, you know, edge where the fabric is starting to pull pieces off from. So that's fun. So I have not done week 4. That I need to get on to. And so that's the Ann Brook textile artist, and this is hashtag 52 tags handmade. Okay. Now the other thing that I'm working on that Miss Ann did last winter, well, she did a couple things. She did a huge snippet roll, and then she started making I'm not sure what you call it. I think just a hand-stitched book. So that I've been working on. Again, you can find all her videos for this on Ann Brook's Textile Artist. So here, I might need to, no, I guess that's in there. Here is my book that I've started working on. So it kind of goes like this, and this will be the cover eventually. And so here are my pages, page 1 and 2, and I'm just going to open this up a little better so it's flatter so you can see them. I'm having a blast with this, really. And my pages are very similar to Ann's. I really kind of copied what she was doing, just because I'm new to this and learning. And one thing she did was you needed to choose a color to go throughout. And as you just heard me say, purple is kind of my thing. So I added some violet stitching here, and then a little darker embroidery, and I'm just using embroidery floss because that's what I have, so that's what I'm using, and a darker color of purple here. And then I used whites and light blues and darker blues, and I'm having a blast doing this. So those are the first 2 pages. The only thing I'm beginning to realize, again, I used what I had, and I only had this kind of padding that I have used in quilts, and this kind is really pulls, and I would have rather used I think she called it more of a cotton. It's a thicker batting that wouldn't pull like this, because when I turn, so here's the beginning of page 3 and 4, and these will get stitched together eventually. So here you can see, I think it's probably this side more. This is starting to get really thin here. So I think probably what I will do is put some kind of a reinforcement in here. I may even use, actually just thinking about this, my my sheetrock tape. I think putting a piece of that in there would probably firm that up pretty well. Just plain old sheetrock tape from the hardware store, guys. Fun. And it is sticky on the back. I have a video earlier on that shows that. Anyway, so here is page 3 and 4 that I've just started. Again, this is a Tim Holtz fabric. This is the side border from this fabric. And on this side, move this over a little bit. This is some beautiful fabric that I believe I got from Vintage Polka Dot Shop, probably. And it's gorgeous. And it's got that little bit of violet-y, purpley color in there. So again, that was pretty for my purple. This is a Tim Holtz fabric. Again, that kind of is a purpley color in there. And I've just added a little bit of the violet stitching here and around, and I used a darker gray violet to actually tack it on here. I'm loving these pages, loving how this has come out. I put some pinky peach stitching, and this is called, I think the pages are X marks the spot. There's going to be a pocket here, and there will be an X of some kind on that pocket. I'm not sure exactly. But I'm having a blast doing this. Again, it's a wonderful nighttime project for me to work on. I cannot just sit and watch a show. I have to have something going on. So I'm loving this. Again, you can find this project on Anne Brooks Textile Artist if you just go on YouTube. I think I said Google before. No. Go on YouTube and just type her in and you will find her. And you will find beautiful things that not only that she's making, but that other people have posted on there where they have made from these, from this project. So this has been a fun one for me to start working on, and I love that. All right, what else? Okay, so something else that I decided to do to challenge myself is from Margaret Miller, and she has this weekly planner book, which I got, which is fairly reasonably priced, I thought, and she made it nice and big, the sides, so you will be able to fit lots because you're going to be collaging pages in here. I have only done the very first page, so I'll show you that, and it's very small and not small probably isn't the right word, but very minimal on here. So there's this little portion here that tells you what you need to have to put on your page. And so that's kind of what I did. And I really made some comments about when I looked at these, what I was thinking of. My first thing was birds that are fast. And so that's what I put on here. I love watching birds at my feeder. Yeah, so this page was actually done on 1/20/21 because I just had gotten my planner on 1/19. And I haven't done another one yet. I've been thinking about this one and trying to pull some pieces together. I have all of this booklet thing in this, just in this old sewing box I had. Actually, I was going to throw it away, and I thought, well, this will be a good slow stitch box for me. So that all, I'm sorry, that's where the book is going. This is not, this is the collage. But I do have pieces I'm saving in a little container to start to pull this page together. Again, a nice watching a show at night kind of thing to just kind of relieve my stress and whatever. I'm a daycare provider, as you know, if you've watched my channel. And the little guys, they're so much fun, but they take it out of me. It's it's tough. Makes me tired, but they're so fun. So I'm working on that. That's another challenge. So the other thing that I have been doing is I made some beautiful snippet rolls before I even saw Anne's snippet rolls that she did last year. So I just got started and used lace and fabric, and what really started me was on the back of this I used this sheetrock tape, which I do have a video where I am working on these. So you probably can't even see the whole thing, but I did do this snippet roll and I added a lot of things on there, and this is kind of when I discovered the slow stitching, and I have some slow stitching on here. So that was one of them that I had created. This is another one that I started out wanting to make it all white, and then I just started adding some pink and I'm in love with it. Oops, it goes this way, sorry. So I have some hangy things here and just some sari silk that I've gathered, some little pearl stickers, and then I added some of these things are just brads that I had. I got some tiny brads, like you can see in this spot right here, little teeny tiny ones, and then some bigger ones that I've added throughout. Lots of buttons, and some dangly pieces, dangly lace right here that I had left from way back when I did my mermaid journal over a year and a half ago. And so yeah, so that's that. The second one, and now the third one actually is in a bit of pieces, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but this is part of it. And this one, I have a dangly butterfly, and I just did a little string bow and some gathered up sari silk and just some other little pieces of things, and I love how that came out. And some slow stitching, and I've cut this a little bit, so that's one piece of it. Here is a second piece, and a lot of the pieces that I added to my slow stitching were from trims, ribbons, and things that I have mentioned and shown you. So this was one of the things that came on it, which I normally probably wouldn't put in a journal, but it's beautiful, and the little cameo piece is just gorgeous. And so that's on there. And then I have this piece that I have cut off of that, and this is going into a project I'm working on. And I will tell you a little bit about that right now. As many of you probably know, G. Kerr put out a call for a design team, and I am so honored. It makes me emotional. I'm honored and grateful for this opportunity to be part of her design team, because she does absolutely beautiful work. And in the next video coming, I'm going to show you what I am working on and the pages I am using. And this is going to be part of that project. You can find G under Happiness in Crafting on YouTube, G. Kerr. And she has wonderful projects. If you don't know her, go check her out. She does a Friday freebie every single Friday, and just lovely things. So join up on her Facebook group and take a look at her things, because she does beautiful work, great ideas, and just she's a lovely person. And I consider a friend whom I've met just over this whole junk journal adventure. So that's what I've been up to, and I hope you enjoy looking at these things, and try it yourself, because it's so much easier than you think. Just scraps of fabric, scraps of lace, whatever you have laying around, just start adding it and you will love it. And this little saying is, know in your heart you are loved. And I thought that was very appropriate to put on my very first project for G. Kerr's design team. Okay, folks, that's it. I hope you are all well and healthy and getting on with this new year. It's all we can do, right? Get on with it. And I am happy to be bringing you more videos this year. And I will be sharing more of my tags that I make, and of course my projects for G, and my pages in my slow stitching book. So thank you for watching, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye, guys.